But will Gibb and Crabb win their first gold medal together on the World Tour? It would be some month for them. Rich Lambourne, their coach, two-time Olympian, 2008, 2012 indoors, 2008 Olympic gold medalist, a legend of the indoor game, now steering Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb, looking to run that two ball really early, Brouwer Meeuwsen, and you'll see what Angelos has done here, the head coach of the Netherlands, because they've taken this hard-hitting, steep, angled, spiking team to a new dimension, running the two ball a little bit more, running the ball flatter. That's a flat play on Taylor Crabb, and it's interesting from the Netherlands that they've gone straight after Taylor Crabb here, because Jake Gibb was asked so many questions yesterday in the semi-final against Germany. He had to block, he had to serve, he had to side out. Taylor Crabb is who the Dutch are going after early doors. Wide play again for Brouwer. Super sharp, open with the arm swing. Quick with the feet, smooth with the arm, Xander Brouwer. And here's a little stat for you. Brouwer Meeuwsen took a silver in Puerto Vallarta in 2015, the last time that Mexico held a World Tour event on the men's side of the draw. Remember, Chetumal had a ladies event here last year. Jake Gibb throwing the ball wider and through, falling away. It's Taylor Crabb. Taylor Crabb, who's only recently just got back from Doha, where he played for Team USA in the inaugural World Beach Games, four-a-side game. Team that included the McKibbin brothers, Brian Cook, former indoor player, now playing on the AVP, also Troy Field. They took the win there as well. Good read from Crabb. He's so quick. He's got sunglasses in the hand and just goes chiseling off Meeuwsen. Casual as you like. Taylor Crabb keeps himself composed and also stops his sunglasses from being scratched. When you have sunglasses like that, you have to keep them in good nick. More side out play. This is Brouwer Meeuwsen. Took a second and start this year to the Beach Volley Vikings. If you're looking at the wider situation of the sport right now, that's the main threat, is Russia and Norway at the top of the sport. Both of them, well, Russia already qualified for the Olympics, having won the World Championships, but remember, the Vikings at the moment, the most consistent team in the world, top of the world rankings. Christian Sorum and Anders Mol not here now. They're enjoying some downtime after a very, very hectic summer for the Beach Volley Vikings. They won 12 from their last 17 events. 15 times of those 17 they're on the podium. Just Charmen and The Hague, where they finished outside that top three. Vikings took a 5-win streak last year. 3 events in 3 different continents this year. Brazil, China, and Ostrava, 3 wins in a row. But then there's Russia that won the World Champs and the World Tour Finals, which, in Oleg Stoyanovsky's words, he said were the 2 biggest events of the year, so they're happy as well. Brazil have named their teams this week for the Olympic Games. Bruno, Evandro, Alisson, Alvaro. Bruno, Alisson now playing with different partners after winning the gold medal in Brazil. Jake Gibb just doing what Jake Gibb does, and that's running a flatter ball where he can really pick a sharp angle, he can pad it to the line, he can hit deep angle as well. He's got lots of the court, Jake Gibb, but just loves padding away to the line on that right side. Meeuwsen the service target here. He goes high, and that's Robert Meeuwsen just using his height advantage as well. It's a simple-ish game when you're 6'9". And Meeuwsen just goes over the top of Jake Gibb. Is there any other players that are more inspiring, is the word I'm looking for, than Jake Gibb? Looking for Olympic bid number 4. They're in a three-way race with Taylor Crabb's brother Trevor Crabb, who took a bronze with Tri-Born today, and also Nick Lucena. Oh, Taylor Crabb just taking off in defense. Once again, Meeuwsen potentially just seeing the shift from Taylor Crabb from the line to the angle and just chipping away. Once again, choosing to go over Jake Gibb. Always expect the unexpected from Taylor Crabb back there. Serving to net for Brouwer Meeuwsen, and it's the USA that have started stronger. World Tour Finals in Rome at 9th for Brouwer Meeuwsen, a 5th in the Moscow 4-star for them. Vienna they took a 9th, but 2 podiums in a row. Start in Tokyo, start on the major series. Top 4 in The Hague. They haven't won since Huntington Beach last season. Last time Jake Gibb won on this tour was 2015 with Casey Patterson, who he went to Rio with. Jake Gibb just has this habit of getting the best out of the person next to him. Slightly different draw this week. His team's loitering around that Olympic qualification zone, certainly here to score points, where some of the more comfortable ones decided to take that time out. None of the top 5 are here. Tolle Vikler, Vandre Bruno, Alison Alvaro, Kristina Kostornowski, Simon Mol. No Herrera Gavira. Brouwer Meeuwsen are here. They're in 7th place. Brouwer Fijilek didn't make it to the latter rounds. Sharif Ahmed also not here from Qatar. Jake Gibb certainly here. Facing the line, which is impressive from him, to then shape it back on the angle. Hydra Gerson not here either at number 13 on the Olympic qualifying list. They've taken a rest after winning their first ever World Tour event. Quinchao just 2 weeks ago. It's all go here on the World Tour. Amazing time to be part of it, that's for sure. Taylor Crabb. Meeuwsen just watching. He's not watching the ball, he's watching the player, and he's watching everything unfold in front of him. On the turn, Meeuwsen! There we go! There's a match that's just been lit for the Dutch. No defending that. Roll reversal. Gibb Crabb. Straight back on Gibb, who's trying desperately to pass more on angles of the style of game that he's playing. That one's a lot straighter, so he hits straight through his body line off the top of the block. But yesterday we saw Gibb all the time trying to pass on an angle to open up the cross court more from the right side, and also make it more difficult for the block to keep an eye on proceedings as well. That's width this time. It's humongous. Brouwer Meeuwsen. What's enjoyable about the way that they're playing is they're having fun. Victor Antlov said it yesterday, the coach. He said they're enjoying it. Running the ball around for what used to be a smaller guy's game. Well, Brouwer Meeuwsen 6'6" and 6'9". They're not small guys, but they're very athletic and very agile. Chopping it back. Challenging the block, Jake Gibb. 2 different styles here. 12-9, technical timeout. This is the dream start for Crabb Gibb, looking to win their first gold medal on the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Tour as a pair. It's a big story because there aren't that many teams at this level that haven't managed to win a gold. 2 fantastic players, and so far, so good for them. For Gibb Crabb, they've come through Argentina. They lost to Chile, the Grimald cousins earlier on, but wins against Karambula, Enrico Rossi, Fijilek and Brill, knocking them out in 3. That's a great result for a team who was so strong on the World Tour, making finals last season. Galore, Austria and Germany. And Jake Gibb made so many blocks, assisted the game plan of the coach, said it was all down to the way they were playing. But Brouwer Meeuwsen, they've come through Mexico, undefeated so far, Austria, Germany. Seidel Waller as well in the quarterfinals before beating Trevor Crabb and Tri-Born. It's been easy really for the Dutch, just 1-3 setter against Waller and Seidel. Jake Gibb to get us back underway. Huge from Gibb. Moving into the angle. High penetrating work from a legend of the game. FIVB Tour champion in 2012 with the Superman Sean Rosenthal. Rosie still playing on the World Tour, sometimes with Ricardo, one of the most decorated players in FIVB World Tour history. But those 3 Olympics, 2008 for Gibb. There's another error 5-point game here. Beijing Olympics, Gibb qualified with Rosenthal as number 7 seed. They went 3-0 in pool play, 1-1 in bracket play, placing 5th. 2012 Olympics, Gibb and Rosenthal again, 4th seed, took a 5th. In 2016, Gibb and Casey Patterson, 6th seed, took a 19th. He's also Beach Team of the Year 2013, FIVB top rookie all the way back in 2005, Tour champion 2012, AVP most valuable player 5, 13 and 14. Crabb on the other hand, best defensive player on the AVP, 16, 17 and 19. They were Team of the Year. Meeuwsen on the other hand, gold medal in Verdutz. 2 actually early on, 2012, before shocking the world in 2013. Let's be honest, beach volleyball in the world. We didn't go to Star Jablonki expecting this hard-hitting Dutch team to take the gold, but they were phenomenal the whole way through. And they've never looked back since then. Certainly one of the most feared teams on the tour. One that Anders Mol has said personally that he doesn't enjoy playing against because of the heights that they hit from. Well, now they're playing with more speed as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that matches up on the World Tour. Now they play with a bit more lick to the stick. That is the speed that we're seeing. Jake Gibb, world class. He knows the plan here from Meeuwsen. He's not trying to hit more than one angle. He's trying to beat him for speed and go to his left-hand side. Gibb is just on a race against time to get his hands in front of the ball. Winner. Maybe all slightly too exciting even for Jake Gibb, who's played 140 tournaments on the World Tour. Three-way chase between Lucena Dalhouser, Triborn, Trevor Crabb, and then this American pairing is certainly one to keep an eye on. 2 errors in quick succession from Gibb. Shows some accountability, says my dad. At the moment it's Lucena Dalhouser who are needing to do big things when it comes to the World Tour next year, because they're currently outside the Olympic rankings because of Crabborn. And also Crabb Gibb are in front of them, and that distance is only going to open up a little bit more as this competitions and the results go through. 12 competitions. Teams have to play top 8 count, but Gibb is now back to what he's doing so well, coming in on an angle and then just brushing it a little bit steeper from what he's showing. Meeuwsen, steep frustrations for Crabb as he looks to the sky here in Mexico, but pretty hasty work from the Netherlands, opening up, ripping it back. Not bad positioning though from Crabb. I think this game is giving us everything we wanted to. Wherever you are watching in the world, beach volleyball fans, certainly a game to keep you glued. Crabb from the left side, flatter play, chips back to the line. Brouwer in transition. Crabb plucks an arm out. Unfortunately for the USA, it's too tight and Meeuwsen's there. Pat on the back for Brouwer. Defensively at 6'6", running down the line shot here. Pretty agile for a big unit. Alex Brouwer. Meeuwsen puts it away. Spin serve. Service pressure is something that this Dutch pair pride themselves on. 4-point game in this race to 21. Gibb chasing in. It's a fast serve. The pressure's on. Gibb there all the time. They have to chase in, get a good stable position in the block. Netherlands will know that. They'll be looking to run their game slightly quicker, their offense. It's good, but blocks, aces, transition plays, what the Netherlands need. We've got a quiz here on Slong. Jake Gibb suggesting the ball was out, so 3 for the USA. There should be lots of Americans watching this one. Very much one of the most favoured teams on the AVP. Wide play, slightly heavier touch with the left and the right there for Meeuwsen, but it's flat, it's clean, it goes out to Brouwer. That's why they run this flat ball to the pin. It's to look off the hand and try and disrupt the blocker. Something we're seeing all the time now. The game's progressing. It's almost like a mini game of indoor at times. 2-ball working as a middle hitter. And running plays, trying to keep the blocker's eyes working, looking at both players. High and wide. Options open for Gibb. And you'd think when the ball flies across Jake Gibb there, his vision of the court's really, really good. Slightly easier with the court vision when the ball drifts across you onto your right side. Spin serve again. On the hands once more. Interesting dynamic here. You'd think maybe Meeuwsen have plotted this out, that every time that Jake Gibb decides to spin the ball in and chase, that they'll look to go off the hands, just unsettle him. Might just look to overload him throughout this game. That's what other teams look to do. Work off his block. Serve him on a regular occasion as well. Absorbing that one. Long touch of the ball from Gibb. Seen from Brouwer. But there is the accuracy. It's not the hardest attack we'll see from Gibb, but it's just about deep enough to outwork Brouwer defensively. On the fade, Taylor Crabb just pushing it out to the pin. Taylor Crabb serving. Up by 4 here. It's not been the start that the Netherlands would have wanted. The ball's gone long. The USA, in pursuit of their first gold medal as a team in 26 events, have got off to a dream start. The block defense from the USA, sublime. Their side-out play, pretty consistent as well. Can Taylor Crabb and Jake Gibb take their first victory on the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Tour together? We're about to find out. But one thing we know about Brouwer and Meeuwsen, they never, ever give up. Seems like all week here in Chetumal that the crowd have just been coming in abundance, partying pretty hard, and certainly feels like a beach volleyball event. The in-house team absolutely rocking it as well. Brouwer and Meeuwsen have it all to do. Jake Gibb's blocking has been off the radar, and when they do manage to get past Gibb, who's waiting? Taylor Crabb, AVP, best defender. Netherlands have a record of 18-13 in FIVB World Tour gold medal matches against other countries. USA 61-48. Think about all the battles USA had against Brazil. Dalhouser Rogers against Alisson Emmanuel back in the day. But it's the Netherlands here. Absolute bullet from Brouwer. These teams have just met each other twice. Both of those games going the way in straight sets. The Brouwer Meeuwsen. So it's the first time the Crabb Gibb have won a set against this team. Straight passing, just pinning the play in. That's really gnarly from Meeuwsen though, because he's so straight on. It's not easy to rip that one back across the body, showing the line. So that's why Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb both shifting to that side of the court. Although, it doesn't matter where you stood, you could have 3 defenders on the court. You're not digging that one from Meeuwsen. Too tasty. As if a yellow card's been given for a time delay. Gibb and Crabb both a bit bemused by that decision, although can't do much about it. They're not going to be too punished. 8 seconds to get the ball away, but maybe that time delay did affect Jake Gibb. Who knows? It's good to see John Hyden back on the World Tour this week as well with Bill Kalinske. It's been a while since we've seen another legend of the game from the USA out here playing. Scoop from Brouwer. My word. Sitting on the line. Gibb, it's very tight. So he goes with the jumbo. Great vision. Good awareness from Gibb. Sees everything. Didn't have many options there. Set was super tight, so he had to try and create something out of the tight set. Just pats it over the top. Super laid back. Jake Gibb style. Width and speed. That's all they're trying to work on. Brouwer's been the king of hitting big angles throughout his career, but that's all about trying to open up the net, passing on an angle, making the set travel 4, 5, 6 meters as opposed to 2 or 3, what we've been seeing throughout their career. And that makes it more difficult for the blocker to get a good line and make sure they get their hands in the way of the play. It's very good. Just adding some tools to their armory. $250 days until Tokyo Olympics. Crabb's been seen. He opens up, he shows that one really early, and Brouwer's equal to it. And Brouwer shows that one a little bit later, more with the wrist. Taylor Crabb goes up and tries to turn it back, rotates his upper body. Brouwer sees that, shifts around into that space, makes the play. Transition. It's not just about making defensive plays anymore. Defenders are judged on how many times they can dig the ball and put the ball away. There's no point in making 50 digs a set if you can only put 3 of them on the floor. But Crabb with the high roll. Not many options for Taylor Crabb. And as the proverb says, if you're in a fiddle, go deep middle. Another misserve from the Americans though, that's going to slightly just put them back a little bit. Up and down play, speed, 6 foot, Taylor Crabb. But talk about his hops, how dynamic he is, and all that's based at the bottom of his jump. He's super gnarly, doing lots of power. He's really light as well, so that's why he's getting his height. Brouwer, cross line this time. More he shows the cross, more he just suckers the defender around that way and rips it to the line. Passing slightly off the net. Gibb does well to put that one in the slot, but just parking the bus. Brouwer transition, shut the door. And that's why Brouwer and Meeuwsen are just so consistent. They're so big defensively that when they do make a dig, the chance of them scoring is higher than most other teams because of the heightened physicality they have in offense. Strong passing into good zones. That'll be good vision for Taylor Crabb. That's all. You can pass into that front zone. Yes, you want to pass angles, but even if you just pass into that front meter, your vision is increased, your rhythm is increasing as well. Again, the percentage of scoring and passing in a system like that for someone like Taylor Crabb increases. More passing on angles, more wide plays. Sitting in the seam as Crabb again, just making reads, adjusting his position based on what he sees. Brouwer sliding from the right side this time. Making Gibb move, but again, the more you're making the blocker move, the higher chance you have of going off the hands. Everything's a game of decision-making, problem-solving, probability. Making good decisions, especially under pressure. Very square on there, Taylor Crabb, passing straight. Unfortunately for him, means he hasn't got many angles, and guess who's there? Robert Meeuwsen once more. 4-point game, Brouwer Meeuwsen. Fast passing, better angles, opens up the court. What a touch from Brouwer. Second chance for Crabb from the left. Chipping away, back angle. There's some composure there from Crabb. You have to... Brouwer is playing against one of the best defenders in the world. He's matching him. But the change in pace that Crabb plays with is difficult to defend against, especially for a big defender, big team like Meeuwsen. One thing that Meeuwsen would love to get into is a hitting fest with no shots or no off-speed plays. They won't get that against this team here. You'll get craftsmanship. You'll get a team straight off the beaches of California. Honolulu in Crabb's case. Different styles, different environments, different cultures. Making for some game this one. Australia have already won the women's competition. Another win. Maria Featache to beat Clancy. Following up their win in Warsaw back in June. What do you think? Is it another accolade for Gibb Crabb after their success on the AVP? This is a tougher tour. This is the World Tour. It's not plain sailing for the USA as it might have been once upon a time. Kajkarai still leading the all-time win list in volleyballing history, but Brazil top the win list when it comes to World Tour volleyball. Manuel Ricardo, we have been blessed to see some real wizards of the game, but now it's really Europe's time to shine in World Tour volleyball on the men's side. Netherlands here, Russia, Norway, Germany, all packing real world-class teams. Manuel Rigo, 77 victories on the World Tour. Ricardo Santos, 56. Dalhauser at 3 with 38. Alison Saruki, 4 with 28. Todd Rogers at 6th place with 24. That would be some 6-man team. Yeah, they wouldn't run so many tempos in offense, but a team of legends. Chipping to the line. Taylor Crabb. The overall victories, Kajkarai has won 148 times in World Volleyball. St. John Smith 139. Randy Stokes 150. That's including the AVP. Those tours as well. Quite technical timeout. This role reversal from the opening set. 12-9 to the Netherlands. Again, that line cross, keeping the chest high, letting the arm come through. Unreal. fun. It's one of our favorite times of day here in Mexico. An authentic Mexican way. We've got it all. We need nothing else. Two teams evenly matched. Meeuwsen, 92 competitions together. Together longer than some marriages. To the line. Didn't have many angles back cross court there. Taylor Crabb. So square on, but again, he's creative in what he produces, and he changes the speed of his arm and the angles. Really awkward to play against. He plays on the turn. Trying to smuggle it to the line, Gibb. Meeuwsen, 3-point lead. The Olympic bronze medalists. It's a great read again. He's watching the body of Taylor Crabb, Alexander Brouwer back there. Playing defense isn't really about watching the ball whatsoever. Yeah, you have to probably be aware of where it is, but so much is shown in the approach line of the spiker, the body line as well, and the wrist, and being able to just key into those things makes defending a big court with two people slightly simpler. Only 3 missed serves or more from the USA in set 2. It's good things and bad things. You want to be making block defenses, so you don't want to be serving out. You want to be making aces, so you definitely don't want to be serving out. But Meeuwsen also not finding as much rhythm. If well, maybe I have to eat my words. There's rhythm there from Meeuwsen into the angle. Maybe Jake Gibb loses his vision there. Or underneath the ball, maybe. Great hands, good penetration from Meeuwsen. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. Looks as if we're going to 3 here. Quicker passing on an angle, trying to move Meeuwsen around. Headshot chase to no avail. And that's the game that they're looking to play for Jake Gibb. It's just, it's difficult to explain, but even if you pass on a slight more angle to the middle of the court, it opens up the play for somebody like Jake Gibb, who loves drawing it back on an angle, padding it to the line. Back set. Meeuwsen again. Different game when he's really cramped up to the side of the court. He's just going high over the hands. Width for Crabb, and he hits sharp angle. He was really good in the four-side competition in Doha as well, just hitting that sliding ball to the outside. He means he can take it early, take it late. They need something special here, the USA. Class outfit, Brouwer Meeuwsen should see this through. It's high ball, high serve from him. I don't know if the sun's over that side or not. It's difficult to tell from the commentary position. Might be a reason why Gibb might serve high with the sun behind it. At least the USA didn't miss another serve though. Perfect passing again on those angles. 2 looks at the court from Gibb. Sees the shift to the line from Brouwer. It's not really your constant game that you see from right-sided passing angles. Usually they want to pass a bit straight and keep the ball in their hitting window, but you can exactly see why Jake Gibb is playing this way, to try and open up so many more angles on the court for him. Back set, high off the hands, Brouwer this time, moving the blocker, looking for the hands. You get the gist of it. blockers always trying to search to get into that altitude of Brouwer and Meeuwsen. It's difficult for someone like Jake Gibb sometimes having to reach up and take a bit more height than what he'd normally have to against other players because of the physicality they have. Deep serve, catching Meeuwsen. Oh, Brouwer and Meeuwsen just hitting their way out of system with ease and guile and flow. Nice when you can pass the ball 4 meters off the net and still hit the ball maybe 2 meters within the baseline. On 2, Crabb, a little bit of love off the net back. Okay, now it gets interesting. In control, the Netherlands. Although, a couple of plays here from the USA, a couple of breaks. Block defensively, you never know. It might just give them some confidence going through to the third set, even if they do lose this one. Deep to the inside, Meeuwsen trying to get him off the net for sure, but the clutchy swing through the sea. If you can find a way to stop Brouwer Meeuwsen siding out at the moment, please put it on a postcard and send it in. Short serve on Gibb. A hook, 2 hooks! Oh, there's something's been given here. USA pleading innocence. The ball went underneath there. Well, it didn't look like there was a net touch. But that seals it regardless. Unhappy the USA with that decision, but we go to 3. The short serve paying some dividends from Brouwer Meeuwsen, who sided out really strongly. The set 3 is going to be really interesting. Can the USA win their first goal together? What will be their first medal regardless in 26 attempts? The first medal for Taylor Crabb. Will Brouwer Meeuwsen steal it? Chetumal moves to Cancun next year on the World Tour. 4 hours up the road. Mexico certainly know how to throw a party. That's a dead serve. Taylor Crabb about to pitch one in to get us underway. Third and final set of this competition. Meeuwsen being served a lot here, serving from the sideline to the inside hand. He's still ripping. Sharp angles galore here. His arm just follows through the ball really nicely, really smoothly. Taylor Crabb straight on, turns it late back to the angle. Game of chess at this moment in time. Jake Gibb, spin serve. It's a good spin serve, forcing Meeuwsen to the sideline. Transition setting, really trying to be aggressive, which is the way the game has to be played now. Transition setting from off the net, trying to, from Brouwer to Meeuwsen to get him into a good zone to attack, and he just overcooks that one. But that's because he's got the right intent to try and drive the ball in. Once again, Gibb. 7 with a bit of heat. Oh, the outside hand of Jake Gibb might just give Meeuwsen a couple of things to think about from now on. Look at the finish position here from Gibb, diving into the line. Oh, it's the inside hand that finishes really well. Sometimes a more difficult one to press. Meeuwsen missing the odd side out now. Trickles one back. A little smirk from Gibb as the teams change ends every 5 in this, the final set of the 4-star here in Chetumal. Once again facing straight. Crabb just sits in the seam. It's game on. Brouwer Meeuwsen took a silver in Porto Falata 2015. Now they draw it. Level looking for gold. This serve just slightly lets the foot off the gas. Taylor Crabb with the serve. Down the centre, trying to take the angles away from Brouwer. He's hitting from the inside. He goes to the line. The scoop was there, but the platform was a little bit scrunched up. Shoulders, armpits slightly together. Got crammed up there, Taylor Crabb, but sitting in the right position, pouncing all over the place. Two missed serves. Just keep a note of that in a row from Brouwer and Meeuwsen. No spin serve this side from Jake Gibb. Lots of people talking about how chatty Gibb and Crabb are in their timeouts, where the likes of Anders Moll and Christian Soren keep it very quiet through there. They run their game based on the reads, the Vikings. Again, the theory of body lines and arm swings and watching the right things, but making dives once more, making reads. Jake Gibb. Fast passing, really straight for Gibb. That's not where he wants the ball. He wants to create angles that we've spoken about before. Quick to the pin, high line. How about that from the Netherlands? The speed of the set, almost too quick from Brouwer, but it's not about it being perfect. It's the intent that the play has. Shifting the blocker, sitting Taylor Crabb around and then chipping line. Taylor Crabb's committing to the angle because of the width of the set, and that's why Taylor Crabb is nowhere to be seen there. Three missed serves from Brouwer and Meeuwsen. Still ice cool out there, but for how long? Again, same dynamic. Gibb Crabb haven't had to really slide out for a few points, so it'll be interesting to see when Netherlands do start to serve well. Meeuwsen off the hands every time. That's what you can do when you're 6'9". Brouwer. This time the ball is in. Better angles from Gibb. That's exactly where he wants it. Wide play, jumbo, knuckle defense, bump to the outside. Just how many knuckles do you want in one rally? Sitting and parking. Taylor Crabb. What a rally this one. On the turn. More knuckles. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Tide turning back towards Netherlands. Once again over the top of the block from Meeuwsen. He's got a one-track mind at the moment, Robert Meeuwsen. 2-point game. Good angles once more. Super cool, calm and collective from Jake Gibb. You don't play or have the career that Gibb has had. 43 years old, but great ambassador for the sport. Certainly is advantage though, Brouwer and Meeuwsen. Going on side out, they lead by 2 here, but obviously the score's slightly different, but you'd expect them to side out more often than not. They need a break, all the same in USA. There's maybe one, but Meeuwsen once more, how many times? There's a shake of the head, you can't see it on the main picture from Jake Gibb. He's just shaking his head. He just can't get into the zones of Meeuwsen at the moment. He's trying to go so high, and that's why his weight's going backwards, because he's reaching up to the stars. Blocking, ideally, is about taking time away from the spiker, but Meeuwsen is into big zones. Jake Gibb. Good from Brouwer. He's had a fantastic game, Brouwer. That one almost hit the sand. Quick arm swing. Scoring everywhere. Both teams wide. The USA are battling away. Nothing happening too cleanly for them. But they're managing to recycle the ball well and put pressure on the Netherlands. The way that Netherlands played in the last 2 sets though, can you see the USA making 2 breaks on them at this time? Here's an opportunity, they need to take it. There's one! Taylor Crabb sweeping on the sharp one. They've been desperate for that, the USA, for a long time. Good awareness from Gibb, going on the retreating blocker. Timeout, great timeout from Brouwer Meeuwsen. They've been in control, but they're just sort of sending a message to the USA, hey, sit down before you get too confident out there. Took a win at Huntington Beach at the same time, so it's been a while for them. Jake Gibb! 2 points to go. We asked the question if the USA could make 2 stops in quick succession. The answer was they certainly can. There's a side out, desperate side out for Brouwer Meeuwsen. This one will go. There's not much left on it time-wise. But when it comes to the action, we have a lot coming our way now. Jake Gibb to the centre. He's in from slightly out of rhythm. He might lose a bit of vision. What a swing that is from Gibb. It's the accuracy. We don't see him rip many to that line, but he holds the defender on the cross court, just here, his body. And then last minute, he watches, he holds, and then he pats away deep. Width on the play this time, Meeuwsen just changing it up a little bit. More touches off of Jake Gibb, who's then cutting a figure of frustration at times. It's all the once, 1-1, 11 all. Only one team can walk away with this. It's been certainly a great game to sit here and watch. Gibb again, in his comfort zone, passing angles. Cutting away, flipper from Brouwer. Chase on free ball. This could be match defining. This should be simple for Crabb, but certainly makes it look far easier than it actually is. Nice call, Taylor Crabb, isn't it? Couple of looks at the court, makes a decision. Brouwer's struggled to dig many from Taylor Crabb because of the way he chips the ball around. As mentioned, Brouwer is one of those teams that love the physical battle at the net. Jake Gibb, as soon as Meeuwsen loses any sort of height in the air, Gibb is there. shuffling with his feet, forcing with his hands. What a turnaround. Light serve from Crabb, trying to set up to get them in system and make a block, but that's the thunderous swing from Meeuwsen. Change of ends. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. Gibb Crabb looking for gold number 1. Brouwer Meeuwsen looking for gold number 7. And a clutch time. You can count on Jake Gibb to stay cool and convert. Massive play from him, working that favoured brush back across the body. First match points for what would be a historic day for Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb, looking for their first gold medal on the World Tour. The error from Meeuwsen gives the title and the gold to Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb. 26th time of asking. They take their first gold. 4 wins on the AVP, an Osaka title. But now they've got the one that they've wanted the most. They've won on the World Tour, and they've done it in style. Credit to them and their coach, Rich Lambourne, for their efforts. They've improved throughout the season, and they are a real force again on the World Tour. A first gold for Taylor Crabb. It must mean so much to them, and it's gold number 7 for the legend, the 3-time Olympian, Jake Gibb. Persistence in abundance from the USA. The one they wanted the most.